Hi, I'm Austin Dillon with Peirce Phelps, and today we're going to be having a look at the 40 MBDQ concealed ducted air handler from carrier Bryant. These units are ideal for add-on heating and cooling jobs where it's preferable that the indoor equipment not be seen, or when it's advantageous to divide the capacity of the equipment between several smaller rooms or spaces. The 40 MBDQ comes in 9 through 48,000 BTU capacity options and is compatible with both our single and multi-zone outdoor equipment. In the 9 through 24,000 BTU capacities, it's compatible with the 38 MARB and previous generation 38 MAQB, sometimes referred to as the 38 MAR, model single-zone outdoor units, as well as our 38 MGRQ multi-zone outdoor units. The 36 through 48,000 BTU iterations are compatible with the 38 MBRQ and 38 MBRBQ model single-zone outdoor units. The 40 MBDQ sizes 9 through 24 require 230 volt power and wire to a corresponding outdoor unit using a 14 gauge stranded 4-conductor tray cable. This wire is landed on terminals L1, L2, S, and ground of the indoor and outdoor equipment. This connection provides both communication and power to the indoor equipment. Sizes 36 through 48,000 BTUs are also 240 volt but require a 14 gauge 3-conductor wire for power and a separate 16 gauge stranded wire for communication. When this is the case, terminals S1 and S2 will be present on both indoor and outdoor equipment. Line set connections are made via mechanical flares of the indoor and outdoor units. On multi-zone units, line set size is dictated by the indoor unit flare connection. The 40 MBDQ also features robust blower capabilities and extremely quiet operation, along with fault and status displays, auto restart, 4-speed fan control, anti-freeze protection, as well as dehumidification and powerful mode. The return duct connection can be rotated to provide for return air intake from the bottom or rear of the unit. This is accomplished by first removing the filter chassis and then removing the blower access panel. The filter chassis may then be reinstalled in place of the access panel. The panel may then be bent along its perforated seam before being installed back in place of the previous filter location. In either location, the filter chassis can be rotated to allow for filter access from either the top, bottom, front, or rear of the unit. There is a factory-provided low-resistance filter that may be used or discarded in favor of replaceable media located either in the cabinet or the return grill. The unit offers an additional degree of convenience in that it may also be installed vertically without the need for any coil or drain modifications. Simply rotate the unit vertically and make connections as normal. This makes the unit an excellent alternative to floor consoles when there is access to the backside of a knee wall. When installed horizontally, it is intended to be hung with service access available on the underside and sides of the unit. This is usually accomplished with all thread and joist hangers. Here we can see the eyelets for hanging as well as the intended orientation of the unit. The unit also offers a 4 to 6 inch round knockout, depending on size, to provide for outside air when fresh air intake is desired. The 40 MBDQ also comes with an integrated condensate pump and float safety control, which, along with the control compartment, is located on the right side of the unit as viewed from the front or air discharge side. The inlet of the pump is connected to the unit drain pan using a rubber connector provided in the parts bag. On some models, this connector may need to be cut straight in order to make the connection. The pump is then secured to the unit via Phillips head screws, and hose clamps are used to secure the rubber connector. Please note that the lift pump may not be used in vertical applications and it should be disconnected. The unit ships with a flexible connector, which is used to make the transition from the condensate pump discharge to 3/4 inch PVC. The pump has a maximum lift of 29 inches, and when connected to 3/4 inch PVC and run vertically upward, is intended to provide enough lift that it may be connected to a secondary gravity drain. Electrically, the pump has 2 Molex connectors, one to provide power for the pump, and a second to provide safety monitoring for the integrated float switch. The pump connects to the board on CN13, also labeled pump, and is energized whenever the unit is in the cooling mode. The float safety circuit is connected to the board on CN5, also labeled water, and will be open if the water level in the pump is too high. If the pump is not being used, a provided jumper plug must be installed in CN5 to provide a closed safety circuit. Any additional condensate safety devices may also be wired in series to the circuit on CN5. When gravity draining is preferred, drain connections are provided on either side of the unit, and any unused drain outlet should be capped and clamped. There are two out-of-the-box control options: the wireless remote and receiver or the wired 501 controller. There is also a Wi-Fi accessory available. The wired control is the most common option and comes with a 20-foot proprietary cable which connects via Molex to the wall control. This cable may be extended up to 160 feet using extension cable part number 1740-1204-000796. The cable is then run to the unit where it connects to an adapter harness, part number 1740-1204-000184. The adapter harness is then connected to CN40 of the unit control board. The wireless remote may also be an option if and when the unit or IR receiver are installed in line of sight of the wireless remote. The wireless receiver may be extended to a position outside of the control cabinet by using the harness provided with the unit. The IR receiver installs on CN10A, also labeled display, of the indoor unit control board. There is also a Wi-Fi accessory available for the 40 MBDQ air handlers. The Wi-Fi module installs in place of the adapter harness used to connect the wired control to the control board, and like that harness, connects to CN40 of the indoor unit control board. The Wi-Fi module may be used with or without the presence of the wired control. Out of the box, the unit senses space temperature from a return air sensor located in the cabinet. When using a wired control, space sensing may be toggled between the return air sensor and wall control. The return air sensor may also be remote located using part number 40VM900009. Additional control options for the 40 MBDQ include the KSANC 0101 and the KSAIC 0301230, also known as the 24-volt interface. In addition to acting as the primary control for the 40 MBDQ, the KSACN 0501 controller also provides service inquiry and setup options for the unit. At startup, the 40 MBDQ will most often require that the static pressure setting be adjusted through the wired control. This is achieved by ensuring that the unit is in the off position and holding copy for 5 seconds. Once the technician is entered into the service menu, he can check fault codes and sensor readings, as well as adjust the static pressure via either the automatic or manual modes. In the parts bag, the technician will also find slit insulation intended to cover any exposed copper or flare connections at the indoor unit. 2 ferrite cores are also included. Incoming wires should be routed through these cores to reduce any electromagnetic interference that may affect system communication. Regular maintenance of the 40 MBDQ includes cleaning or replacing of filters on a regular basis. The frequency with which this may be required is dependent upon several factors, including filter type, annual runtime, and the general conditions within the conditioned space. The blower wheel should also be inspected during maintenance and cleaned when necessary. Motors and wheels can be accessed for removal by removing a single access panel on either the rear or underside of the unit, depending on the return air intake configuration. Likewise, the coil should be inspected regularly and cleaned when necessary. The coil is accessible from the discharge and underside of the unit and may be cleaned with industry standard evaporator cleaner. Finally, the drain should be cleaned as part of the system's regular maintenance. Overall, the 40 MBDQ is a versatile and reliable indoor option that boasts great performance and a host of features. It is a flexible fit for add-on heating and cooling jobs, and I hope you'll consider it on your next project. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Again, I'm Austin Dillon with Peirce Phelps, and as always, please reach out to me with any questions you might have regarding Carrier Bryant ductless. Thank you, and have a great day.